Hello once again, book fans. This time I'm going to present and review two books by the author Dan Simmons. Okay, these would be The Terror and The Abominable. Now, the reason I'm reviewing both of these is because they do have something in common. Even the covers, as you can see, even though they are not part of a duology, they are not sequels to each other, or they are not related, but the themes in both books are similar. Okay? So both are historical fiction, both are thrillers, both do have to do with exploring, and also about the mysteries one encounters while exploring. All right, let's start with truthfully, the best one first, and the one that was written first, which is The Terror. Now, The Terror refers to one of two ships this is partially based on true events, even though it's not a true story. Two ships that really did exist from England's Navy, one of them called the Terror, the second one called the Erebus, I believe. And both of these ships were commissioned to find the fabled Northwest Passage, a passage that would allow ships to sail over the top of the world, into the other side, which they thought was doable during the summer when the North Pole would thaw a bit, would melt, and this passage would open up during the other months, the wintertime. It would, of course, be frozen over. This, of course, proved to be a myth because that passage does not exist. But anyway, it tells the tale of these two ships that go in search of that passage, and they were very ill-equipped to do so. There's a lot of all of the stuff that happens to them on this trek as they become stranded on the ice several times, and also they start to be besieged and hunted by this strange creature, So there is kind of a supernatural element also in this book, which is really, really, really good. Okay, this is a lot of the book is written in the form of in epistolary form, which means that there are entries in log books and diaries and such. Really, really good stuff. I highly recommend. This is really one of Dan Simmons' best books, and his return to the genre of horror. Even though, like I said, this is historical fiction mixed with horror, which he had not done so, because he had started as a horror writer with the very excellent Song of Kali book, and also Carrion Comfort. But this one is maybe not as good as those two, but right up there, The Terror. Okay. The second one with a similar theme is The Abominable. And let's get one thing straight right off the bat, and this is not a spoiler because the author himself mentions it in an interview that's at the end of the book. This book is not about the abominable snowman, okay? Even though it certainly leads you to that. And even though, yes, this does take place in the stomping grounds of the abominable snowman, and he is mentioned in the book. The creature is mentioned in the book, but only as a fable. Okay, this book is about the attempts in the early 20th century to climb Mount Everest. Okay, the tallest peak in the world, and how they would do so with the equipment they had at the time, even though they were already using oxygen tanks, to help them on their trek with the thin air at those altitudes. This is also a very good read. However, there is one thing that I did not like. There is a lot of technical jargon here regarding mountain climbing equipment and mountain climbing techniques. And though that jargon is like mixed in with the story and it kind of weighs it down a bit, in some parts more than a bit. So it's a bit too much information and in some parts, but it is a very exciting story, a very gripping story. because they are almost all the way hanging on for dear life, with the sub-zero temperatures, dehydration, malnutrition, and of course a lack of oxygen, and what it does to the body and to the brain. So you are in a state of tension all the way with the Abominable. Even though there's no Abominable Snowman in this book, it's still a very good read, and I do highly recommend it. Though, of course, I would start with The Terror first, because this is the much better book. This one was turned into a television miniseries, which I believe is an Amazon Prime or Stars. Okay, and I do highly recommend that as well. The Terror and The Abominable by Dan Simmons. Thank you very much for watching, and keep reading.